I am with JP. Welcome back, JP, to Exopolitics Today.
How you doing, Doc? I'm glad to be here to bring you more information of my experiences and past missions.
Well, I know you want to share an update, and there's also an experience concerning a Nordic. So, you want to tell us, yeah, what has recently happened to you?
In the morning, I woke up like around five, in between 5 and 6 in the morning, over here right now because of the time. It's a little bit dark. So I woke up, I heard a noise, uh, like I heard a noise and I came out because, protection and all that. When you hear something, you have to, investigate because you have to be careful nowadays. People breaking in your house and. So I woke up and I looked outside and I saw something glowing in the back part of my woods. And I got a big wood line. I know you have been to my house before and you have seen the wood line that surrounds my house. So I look at it and I see like a flash, like doing like a Morse code type of flash. It flashed twice and it flashed three times. And I was like, okay, let me go out there to see what's going on. So when I start heading down, I heard a voice, and it was a deep sound voice, and I saw somebody that was standing in the wood line. So I turn my head and I look at him, and I see that he has a pale skin, and I'm like, wow, who's this person like standing in my backyard? So lock and loaded and all that. So like every situation, I was locked and loaded, and I was ready to perform anything because of the protection of my family and all that. But I felt like a peace when I looked at him. I saw that he had pale skin. I saw he had like a type of U.S. Air Force jumpsuit uniform, similar to the one when I communicated in Orlando. And he looked just like the same. And I'm like, who are you? And he said, my name is, and I couldn't hear his name. So I approached him and I said, hey, is it okay for me to approach you? He's like, yes, come forward. So I went forward and I saw him. I was actually like 1 feet to 1 feet away from his face, and I was seeing the structure of his face and all that. And I said, hey, you're a Nordic. He's like, yes, I am. Yeah, and I come here to give you a message. And I'm like, what message you want to give me? Like why you're here. And how did you get here? So he told me that he got there like in a capsule. It's a capsule that is a size is like 10 foot tall, but it looks like a capsule. And these capsules, some of these ships, they have these capsules that the Nordics they can get inside, and the capsule instead of the whole ship coming in, the capsule has the job to bring them to the place where they want to be. So he knows, they know where I live. I see their ships flying over my wood line every time, and everybody here in the neighborhood uh, sees that. But they keep quiet because we're close to a major base. So he said that soon they're going to be appearing to like this is the message he was given to me. He was given to me that soon they're going to appear in different wood lines around the United States and around other countries' wood lines, connecting with people. So he told me that they're going to start coming to the wood lines and connecting with people and communicating with people and sharing experiences that would help people in the future and all that. And he told me that this new administration is gonna give them the green light to do that. And they've been doing it in the past, visiting certain important people and giving them information and how to, run certain things in their field or in their life that can help humanity jump forward. So he was telling me to relay this message to you. So apparently they know who you are, Doc, the Nordics, and that they're trying to communicate with you as well in different ways. So I don't know, like, in what way they're going to try to do that with you, Doc, but I think it's going to be by flyovers or communicating with you in a certain way. But they know about you and they want me to relay this message because I know you can relate this message to more people and the public.
Okay, well, that's important that they're saying that with this new administration coming in, the Trump administration, that they have agreements to start meeting people, general public, members of the general public, just having meetings, face-to-face contacts. Now, is that also including their ships? Will they kind of like land with their ships and people will see them come out of the ships and interact with them? Or is it going to be more like what you just experienced? They just kind of come out of the woods or something, and it's just like, well, I'm a Nordic and I have a message for you.
For certain people, yes, they're going to come out from the wood line, but for certain people, they're going to show their ships because they want to prove to them that they are from somewhere else and that they are from a different place. So some people are not going to be believing, so they will show their ship to certain people that it's hard for them to believe that, yes, we have ETs and extraterrestrials here on Earth and they're helping us out in a certain way.
Okay, so this Nordic, he had an Air Force jumpsuit or something like that?
He looked just like the guy that came out and invited me to go into his ship. And I took the picture of the ship when it was flying off.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, but I also have a video of this experience. So I will share with you. It doesn't show that much detail, but it shows a little part of the portion of the capsule that I captured.
Okay, so you took a video of this meeting that you just had with this Nordic.
I did, and I was a little bit nervous about taking the video because it was right after he talked to me. So he walked back to the location of the ship, and I was walking back towards the location of my house, and I turned around and I started videoing the location where he was, and I saw something metallic in the wood line, and it was about like 10 feet high from the ground, and you can't see that much detail, but I did got a video. So as soon as I get the green light to give it to you, I'll give it to you as soon as possible.
Okay, so you're still communicating with the guy that was green lighting you when you were active service. So you are still meeting him? I mean, are you still going to the base and having meetings with him, or is he communicating with you in some other way?
Well, yeah, I'm communicating with him in the base sometimes when I get this certain text message that I get on my phone and we connect. And it's not only on the base, but in certain other locations as well.
Okay, so you're waiting for him to give you the thumbs up to releasing the video of what may be a little bit of this Nordic as he was leaving this wooded area near your home and moving further in where his ship was.
So yeah, we have like a type of deal, not a deal, but a certain like a mutual, relationship on when I have contact, I have to notify him about the contact and tell him the experience. and he decides if, I can get green light because of I have to do that because of my protection uh, and my role in all this that's happening. So I don't know in the future, we'll probably talk to Congress or, with this administration, come out with more information. I'm going to go meet up with somebody in Orlando. I think January 6th or 7th, that is big friends with Donald J. Trump, and I'll probably meet with him January 5th or 6th.
Okay. All right. So you don't have any more details about this Nordic? I mean, he wore something a similar uniform to that Nordic you met back in 2018 in Orlando, and you actually did take photographs of his ship as it was leaving, and they were pretty good photos. But he again wore an Air Force uniform, and you said there was a patch, a distinctive patch that these guys
it,
wear.
it was a similar patch. It was the same patch, I believe, from the last interaction I had with this particular Nordic.
Okay, now the last time we talked about that particular patch, uh, we thought, or you thought, that it was a unit within the Air Force that was comprised just of these Nordic ETs who were there as part of an agreement, and that they operated within the Air Force, but they were a distinct unit. So this guy is similar. He's in another unit or in the same unit. I mean, that was in Orlando. This is happening closer to, I mean, the Florida coast.
Yeah. So yeah, I think they're part of the same unit or same area, and I believe that it's going to happen. The last administration, or well, this administration that we're in right now, did not give them the green light to visit certain people to share certain information. I guess they were given the red light to stop all flyovers or communicating with certain people. But now with this new administration, people from above are going to come down and communicate with certain people. And I think the new administration is going to let that happen.
Did he say anything more about that? Because I remember during the last Trump administration in December 2020, just before that was kind of like his final month. I mean, he left office in January the following year, only weeks later, that there was this Israeli professor saying that Trump was communicating with the Galactic Federation. So does what you described, does this mean that those contacts have resumed?
Yes, those contacts have resumed, but they needed to know for sure that he was going to win the presidency. Yeah. So, he has a lot of contacts that, connects with him. I'm talking about our new president elect, and that's how we got to think. We got to give him, send him all the love and send him all the care and healing, because he's going to bring a lot to this new age that we're coming, that he's calling the golden age. So it's going to be really important when Trump says that we're going to have a golden age. Is going to be an age of technology, an age of health, technology bringing information out. I know in his last administration, he was talking about releasing all the patents and releasing all the JFK files and all that. So when we got to this other administration, they blocked all that. But now I'm just so excited, Doc, for what is going to happen. The release of all this information, the protection of certain whistleblowers to come out, and I believe that more people will come out with these experiences with certain Nordics.
Oh,
in
that's great.
2025.
That's wonderful that there is this okay or green light for these human-looking extraterrestrials or Nordics to openly start meeting more and more people from the general public and just sharing information and hopefully we can assume if they start meeting scientists that they'll be sharing some insights into new physics or new technologies, new energy, and so forth.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was talking actually with Emery Smith and David Adair, and the new things that are going to come out with information that they have. We were just waiting for the new administration to happen in order for certain things to come to life and to come to existence, Doc.
Okay, all right. Well, so this particular Nordic, you shared your message that they are going to make contact with me in some way. So that's great. I'll definitely keep a lookout for that.
Or they have by showing certain ships that you probably already saw in a way.
Okay, all right. Well, I guess I'll just keep. Well, are you referring to what happened in Westminster, Colorado, back in September?
Um, I could be affirming to that, and also France.
France. Okay, yeah, in France we were there as well in when was that? July of this year. All right, so yeah, definitely, yeah, had a few sightings this year in France and in Westminster, Colorado, and next year we're going to go to Britain in May, and I assume that there might be. This is going to be in Eastbourne, which is I think it's East Sussex, England, from May 10 and 11, or May 11, 12, something like that, of 2025. So that, and you'll be there. So is that the sort of thing that we can anticipate that they'll be showing up?
Yeah, yeah, we can anticipate that. That'll be something new. Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
That's
And
great because I
yeah,
know Elena Danan's going to lead a Skywatch, but you're already getting information that this is how the ETs are going to show themselves, or the Nordics.
yeah, yes,
That's
sir.
great. All right, that way people can take photographs and we can take video and maybe we'll get some much clearer shots this time.
Yes, sir.
Now, I mean, unless there's something else you want to say about that Nordic case, I just wanted to shift over to the Medbed, the last update you did. So anything you want to say more about the Nordics, or can we talk about the Medbeds and if there's an update on that?
Sure, sure. We could talk about the med beds, and I'll give you more information about the Nordic after we finish that. I can't talk right now in the public, but I'll tell you after of what happened, more details. But the main message is that not only Nordics, but different types of extraterrestrials are going to start communicating with people more. I know we've been saying this for a long time, but now with this new administration, it's going to happen more often, and people are going to be awakened with the love and the care of these ETs, how they've been helping humanity for hundreds of thousands of years and all that. We're always going to have a yin and yang, bad ones and good ones. But we know we can feel who are the good ones, if you
Well,
know
that's
what I'm talking
important.
about. Yeah.
That's important. With this one that you met, I mean, what did you feel from him?
I felt peace. But they give out this vibration, this frequency of love and happiness, and when you feel negative and you feel like flashes of like death or stuff like that happens, that can be a negative entity communicating with you or a negative ET. So you can really tell. That's why you have to communicate. When you have this contact, you have to communicate. Hey, who are you? What's your name? And they will respond back. So they've been doing it like that for thousands of years by communicating with people. You have to approach them and ask their name or ask where they from, because they will tell you where they're from and their name, Doc.
Great. All right. Well, good that there's more information to share, but you have to kind of like wait for a green light to share that extra information about the Nordic and what he was saying. Okay. Well, with the Medbed now, I mean, you described in our last update, you described how you went through the process and you did you were put into a Medbed after they extracted a lot of blood from you, 7 vials of blood, and you're put in the Medbed and you were healed and you felt like a 20-year-old. And you said that that they would be calling you back to do a follow-up. So yeah, you want to share any more information about that particular Medbed experience and when the follow-up might happen?
The follow-up might happen soon, probably in the new year of 2025. The follow-up will happen, and I want people to understand that it's not just the base that has these type of med beds. You know, the same way we have Macintosh computers and Samsung computers, there's different types of med beds that people or elite they use in order to better their body and be healed. So depending on what situation you're going through in your life or disease you're going through, you go through a certain med bed that they're going to put you on. So these med beds also has a technology. It has like a technology that like whoever's controlling the med bed, they control how much healing happens to you. So you can have 100% healing, or you can have a 30% healing. I think I was having like a type of 30% healing in my body. So I haven't gotten the whole 100% healing that, you know, I want from these med beds. So maybe they will up the percentage when I go in next time and heal more things. But they control how much your body is not you just go in there and everything is healed. No, there's people behind the med beds using quantum computing technology they control how much healing your body gets.
Okay.
And I guess I got like a 30% of healing in my body. So that's amazing. It's still good, you know. I felt like I was 20 years old again. So
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. So you went through that treatment. You felt like a 20-year-old when you got out of the med bed. So that happened on October 10. Well, now it's November 11, so it's a month later. Do you still feel like a 20-year-old?
now I feel like a 21-year-old.
Really?
Yeah, so I still feel good, yeah. But you know, like everything else, you got to keep it right, you know, by what you're eating and um keeping your body healthy because it's like a type of reset. So you have to really look out of what you eat, and it could be reversed by like if you drink soda and pizza every day, you know. So you have to be in a way watching what you eat and all that.
So in the month, I mean, October 10, you had the experience. It's November 11 today, Veterans Day. You still feel as good as when you came out of that med bed, like a 20-year-old.
I still feel good. Yeah, I feel like I can outrun anything, and I'm working out. I'm eating right. So yeah, I feel good. The only thing I'm feeling a little bit is I'm forgetting a little bit of things in my brain function. So other than that, I'm good. My body feels awesome and
Well,
beautiful.
that's it's important. I mean, you're in your late 30s, almost 40, and you were recently given a medical discharge because of a permanent disability you suffered, and now they put you in the med bed, and you feel like a 20-year-old again. So yeah, I mean, yeah, because I know people are fascinated by this, want to know more about it. So can you describe any kind of difference between how you felt before the med bed and how you've been feeling since the med bed?
So you feel a sensation of your body is like feeling like new. The way you breathe, you feel like a better sensation of oxygen in your body. Uh, the way that you walk, you don't feel as much pain as you felt before. The reason why you can run a little bit more and do things better. Uh, Certain part of your brain activates, but I think certain part also deactivate depending on the percentage that you're getting the healing on. So, the bed also has the capability of erasing types of memories. It has the capability of anything that has to do with the human body, you know. And it's not only for humans; it's also for certain ETs. So the reason they take your blood out is to implement it to the software of the bed in a certain way, and the bed knows everything about you. And this technology is it's it's a medical device without a doctor because I also think it has like a type of AI type of thing connected to it that knows how to do everything without it being told to do. So it's like a it's like a life form of itself. These med beds. So when you enter into it, it just know everything about you and everything about your past and your past generations.
Interesting. That's how did you know that? I mean, were you told about the medbed having a kind of consciousness or intelligence? I mean, how do you know that? How did you discover that?
Well, I have been talking to other military personnel about my experiences, Doc, that I know they probably have been through it, and also, connecting with people like with Emery Smith that told me a little bit more information about the med beds and all that. So he was filling me up because he was a medic and also in the field of medical field in the military. So yeah, I connect with different people that can share with me other information.
Yeah, I mean, for those that don't know, Emery Smith was he was enlisted. He served with the U.S. Air Force in the mid 1990s. He was trained to be a surgical first assist, and he worked in the covert programs and specialized in extracting tissue samples from captured extraterrestrials. And he's got he's currently the host of Cosmic Disclosure. And I know you just did a webinar with him and David Adair. So you talked about the med beds, and he kind of had a little more knowledge about those.
Yes, yes, he had a little bit more knowledge of what is the med beds and the technology that goes into the med beds and how the med bed reacts with the human body and even um, certain different types of extraterrestrials.
Right. Now you are going to have a follow-up. Now, do you anticipate in that follow-up that maybe they will increase the charge? You said that the first time you did the med bed, that was set at like 30%. Maybe the next time will they up that to 50, 60?
I'm sure they will, but you never know what's going to happen in the follow up, Doc. When you go there, you just do what they tell you to do. It could probably be a med bed, or it could probably be something else that they're going to do. So yeah, hopefully they'll up the charge, and I'll get even more better. I don't know if that's even a word, but yeah, more better.
Yeah, I think people are really looking forward to hearing about the med beds and their rollout, and how people seem to be very supportive of the idea that they're first being rolled out and veterans are being given first access to them. But of course, the general public is looking forward to them becoming publicly available. And I guess that's something that will probably happen during the Trump administration.
Oh yeah, having RFK in office with the Trump administration, I think that's gonna uh, fast track a lot of things in the medical field. Doc, is going to be, the history of the Kennedys, how people try to eliminate them because they know the truth and they want this country in a straight path, with humanity, not just the United States people, but with humanity, with the world. So
Yeah.
this is going to be an exciting next 4 years for disclosure. And a lot of people know and are scared about what's going to happen to them. I'm talking about the black hats, Doc, because he's going to bring the hammer, and the hammer has a lot of electricity.
Yes. Well, now I know you have a Patreon channel now, and on your Patreon channel, you release updates about some of the missions that we covered in the first three books. So you want to talk about any recent updates or kind of like posts or videos on Patreon? And I know you do a Q&A on that. So you want to tell people about that now?
Yeah, I just opened that channel to connect more with people and to love on people like they love on me. I love everybody that is supporting me on Patreon, and not only on Patreon, Instagram, X, YouTube, and you know, Facebook, all the platforms. I got the green light to join, in order to bring out this information and more information of my past missions that people haven't heard yet. So, I'm posting videos of certain things that happen on certain missions that are on book 1, 2, and 3 that you wrote about my experiences. And it connects also with the events that are happening now around the world. So I find that really interesting and really exciting that we let go of this video about the medbeds and then Trump getting elected. So it's amazing um, type of events that it's like a domino effects to a positive future. So yeah, I'm gonna be there posting every 2 to 3 weeks, different types of videos. My tier one, I talk about my past experiences and past missions, but I'll add a little bit more detail that um, I can disclose and information about certain types of technology of my past missions. And then in my tier two, I talk about I'll choose 5 questions and I'll make a video on those 5 questions and answering those 5 questions. So other than that, it's just for me to connect with people and love on people like they love on me, Doc.
Well, I know people definitely want to support you. I mean, they love the information you're sharing. And Patreon is a great way to support JP. His Patreon channel is just patreon.com/JP official. You can go there and join one of his tiers, and that will help JP greatly. Because I know it's not easy when you're retired, a military retired, and so this is a great way to help JP have that kind of quality of life with his family. So, any final words you want to share with my audience, JP?
Fight, fight, fight. Let's fight for the truth. Let's fight for disclosure. Let's not give up on this beautiful, beautiful future that's coming with these new things that is going to change our life, new types of technology that is going to change the way that we see the universe. So I'm so excited for that and hoping that this new technology falls in the right hands, and just one person that we trust has the key for it. So that's the most important thing, that these new technologies that are going to come out, we need to make sure it falls in the right hand, and one person has the key that we trust, So I want to say that I love you guys. Para todo em Brasil, eu amo vocês. Muito gratidão. Vocês são muito especial para mim, para Dr. Michael Salla. Muito obrigado por ver o canal Exopolitics. E a gente estamos junto para trazer a verdade a luz venceu. The light is winning. So I really thank you guys for supporting and being with us, and for us, it's a pleasure sharing what is disclosure for humanity.
Thank you, JP.
You have been listening to Exopolitics Today with Dr. Michael Salla. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Join or start a conversation in the comments. Take the time to explore the vast library of best-selling books, webinars, and podcasts by Dr. Salla. Visit exopoliticstoday.com.